This clip is brought to you by 8 Sleep Mattresses, the temperature-controlled Tesla of beds that automates your sleep. Sleep better and enjoy this clip.
Yeah, how'd you get into some of this weird meditation stuff? Because
Dave
this is
Palumbo.
not really typical.
Sorry.
Palumbo.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off or interrupt,
Yeah.
but he said he came off of everything.
Dave Palumbo.
I can't believe it. I mean, the way it looks, makes sense.
All right, go. Sorry.
How did I first kind of get into that? I was talking about, like, I think when I first got into psychedelics in general, I was like age 29. And the first experience was with mushrooms. And, I had a really wonderful experience. I took a bunch. I went and watched the sunset. I did have like this sky entity come down and like say what's up. I had this ocean entity come down, say what's up for a moment. I was like a baby in a womb. It was like essentially.
How many grams do you think you took?
I think I ate like 4.5, 5.
Oh shit! Okay.
So it was a really good time, and at the time I still was very unaware of like all this and what it was. I didn't put any of the dots together again until like probably 6 years later. Down the road.
What does that mean?
What does what mean exactly?
Any of the doubts?
So
together.
dots, put the dots together.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't put the dots together on what was really happening. As I mentioned before, like a part of me was trying to logically make sense of like what I was experiencing, with these essential entities or these beings that would like come down and like say what's up. And as I mentioned, I thought there were just other people in the world that were just meditating at that time. We were somehow in this unique field of meditation. So that's how I logically made sense of a lot of my experiences with mushrooms, with DMT. And I wasn't meditating yet. I was actually just using psychedelics to reach that realm at that point. And then about 3 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago, I went to Tulum. And it was quite some time since I did plant medicine. And I never worked with a shaman before. All of my plant medicines were just done by myself within my home. And so my buddy went to a person and did some DMT. He had a great experience. We were in Tulum. And I was with Steph at the time, and we decided to go check it out. And I was like, I'd never been shamaned into a DMT experience. So let's go see what that's about. Mm-hmm. And I went there, and he just did a quick 3 rounds of breath work with me. But it was like 30 seconds. Nothing really like I thought was profound from it. I didn't really gain anything from it. Did the DMT. That was a very, 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 very short DMT trip. Nothing really wild or crazy. I walked away from it. Nothing crazy, to be honest. But then when I came home for whatever reason, I like woke up one day and I decided to just sit down and start breathing. It was kind of strange. I didn't feel like there was any influence from doing the breath work. There was no thought on it. And I started doing some breath work, and I did it for like 3 days in a row. Nothing too crazy happened. But then for whatever reason, I go into our office at the time, and I always had trouble with reading and comprehension because of my lack of focus. Because my mind was always essentially probably going all over the place. And for whatever reason, I found myself walking into our office, and we had some books. And I don't know why I went in there, but I go in there and I just grab a book. And the book that I grabbed was Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. And I'm like, gotta go down. I sit on the toilet, take a shit, and I'm start reading this book. And I'm reading what I'm kind of experiencing these last 3 days. And then as I'm continuing to do the breath work, it's like completely unfolding as I'm reading. So it was like this wonderful knowledge kind of guiding me through what was happening. And then more entities would come down, more downloads would happen. And then I eventually found myself adding it to my workouts, in between my workouts, during my sets and stuff like
breath
that.
Work.
Breath work. I started adding it and everything. And then I was like, man, this is fucking unbelievable. Like, I'm on to something. I remember just being so excited about it. I started doing it with all my clients in between their sets, at the very end of their workouts. And then eventually they were asking if I could just run them through breath work. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I started developing a program. And all said and done, like, that's what I pretty much do now. Like, teach people how to breathe, teach people how to quiet the analytical mind so they can reconnect to a more loving self, so they can make better decisions in their life.
When you say you used to do it in between sets, what did that look like? Because in between sets is like a minute or two, right? So what were you doing in that minute or two?
It's more so like just how I would show you guys, like the and like 10 of those. Mm-hmm. And then, because they're not bodybuilders and they're not power lifters, so I wasn't trying to like have these big breaks. It was more so keep them moving, keep them in that flow, keep them in that yoga. Mm-hmm. So it was like just 10 powerful breaths, and then they would get back in the set, and they do the set, and they come back out, 10 powerful breaths. And man, they were just glowing by the end of this workout. They were just profoundly changing. They were like, you could see it in their skin, their complexion, everything, their face. And then I would have them lay down. At the time, I wasn't guiding them through any breath work, but I would have them lay down and just put some really cool, like, meditative music on. I'm like, here, just lay here and just hang out for 10 minutes. And then that's what I would leave them with. And then that was our sessions for quite a while. And then I was learning my own style, put together my own program to put myself through. And then next thing I know, I'm leading these people through it, and it just caught fire.
So Power Project family, I hope you enjoyed this clip. We are on Discord and Reddit. We're trying to talk to you guys and build a community down there. So the links are in the bio. But remember, like, comment, subscribe, share this out with people so you can share the wealth of health. As cheesy as that fucking sounds. Peace.